All right, Scott, hit it.
I'm a monster. In a nightmare, I thrive. I'm trying. Horror monsters tonight. Horror monsters tonight. Horror monsters tonight.
It's a good thing nobody watches these intros, right?
Yes.
All right. So as the intro music alluded to, we're doing horror villains. Well, horror monsters, horror villains. Sandy, are you much of a horror fan?
No, but my husband is, and he makes me watch them all.
Okay. And I asked
like horror games more than horror movies.
I asked Napua offline and asked her, and she says she is. So we got Napua to help us talk intelligently about horror stuff. Scott and I are weenies. We don't do horror.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, and they're just not scary to me.
Oh, and there's Justin. Okay. Now we've got someone talking to Napua about horror.
Yes.
Yay.
Justin's probably the biggest horror fan here out of the bunch.
Woohoo!
He volunteers at horror conventions and
He's making his own movie.
I'm technically not a volunteer. I am an employee. I do
volunteer. Okay, we turn the banner off, and I'll put some kind of Stranger Things music-y for the move music. All right.
You guys can hear me fine?
Yep, we can hear you, Justin. I think I can hear you anyway. Everybody else here?
Yep. Yes.
Sandy is muted, so if Sandy's talking, we won't be able to hear her.
No, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab something to drink before we get started.
Okay, so on camera, Sandy and I, Scott, Napua, and Justin are in the stream. They're just not on camera. I imagine Scott and Napua will show something when they're ready to show something, and Justin will... I kind of turn it over to you, Justin. Tell us about horror villains.
Well, most horror villains are based off of people's fears of not understanding something. So an example, Freddie Krueger, his appearance as a burned victim, but the backstory explains why he's a villain, why he's a bad guy, why he's the boogeyman.
But does it justify, or it just explains
no,
why? It doesn't justify, right?
It's a classic, horror movie villain. You take something that people would be afraid of, and a burned victim that still looks fleshy and melting skin. It's scary. It makes you feel uneasy to see somebody that way, and that ends up being what the villain looks like. There's so many examples out there, but it's normally the tradition of the boogeyman or something scary is always turned into the villain. But today, with today's standards, sometimes there's a better understanding of who the character is. There's more story plot, The fun one recently would be like Chucky. And it's weird how the fan base for Chucky has increased with the new TV show and everything else that's out there. But he's still a villain. You can't really side with why he murders people and things like that. But you do have that fan base that just wants more and more of the bad stuff.
I saw there's some new movie coming out that it looks like a spin on kind of the Chucky thing, but it's like an android kid.
Well, Chucky did do that. They did do
That was a couple years ago, right? The Mark Hamill one?
No. Yeah, the Mark Hamill. But there's a new movie coming out. It looks. Chucky's the first thing I thought of when I saw the trailer, but it's also kind of like a Stranger or a Black Mirror kind of vibe. That technology.
Are you referring to the female doll?
Was it female?
I think it's Meg or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer just came out like last week.
Yeah, there's a trailer out there for a new female companion doll that takes over. But yeah, I don't know what it about, except the thing that made me laugh earlier was I was reading the description of horror villains. Freddie was spelled incorrectly, and there was, you said It, which is the monster in the movie It, is Pennywise, and I just thought it was funny.
I never claimed to be a horror expert. You know.
Oh that. Yeah, I know. But I always enjoy that type of stuff. Just a few days ago, a friend of mine was like, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Friday the 13th. I've always loved Freddy Krueger," and I'm like, "What? Like Friday the 13th is Jason Voorhees, the guy in the hockey mask, not Freddy Krueger." So say you're a huge fan and then say that made me crack up so bad.
Napua, what is your vibe on horror movies? What do you trend toward?
I like the living possessed dolls, like the
Annabelle
boy,
kind of thing.
Annabelle, the Chucky. I like those.
Annabelle was actually a Raggedy Ann doll, right, or something?
Yeah, like in real life, she was supposed to be.
That's creepier. Creepier, man. I think.
Well, because so many people had Raggedy Ann doll, because in the movie they made it like it was a specialty, like custom item, but like everybody had a Raggedy Ann. That's creepy. I don't know, but I'm freaked out by dolls in real life, so that's probably why I like those kind of horror movies.
Dolls and not action figures, right?
Action figures? No, not really. I was scared of Barbie for a while.
It's action figures. Oh boy, Lawrence in big trouble.
They have their own room, so it's okay.
I don't know. I like the new dolls don't worry me. But I think the ones that were creepy were like the porcelain, like the old Victorian porcelain dolls, you know?
Yeah. Baby dolls freak me out, especially.
When I was a kid, I shared a room with my sister, and she had this little clown doll. And one night, I rolled off my bed and fell asleep on the floor. And I bumped her bed, and the doll fell off. And it was sitting there, and it was staring me in the face, and I started laughing because it was one of those with the box inside. It freaked me out.
I'm actually making a film and doing the final touches of the script right now for a movie called My Pet Monster, based off of the 1980s toy My Pet Monster and the cartoon.
Told us last time.
So we have a couple neat surprises. A friend of mine that's doing a very successful run of his independent horror film called Terrifier 2. He plays Art the Clown. There's a good chance that he'll be in my film, but that's just between us and whenever this gets published. So we'll see what happens.
And all 4 other viewers.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to the convention and stuff like that, I've worked with many horror villains, including, Pinhead from Hellraiser. That's Doug Bradley. Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. That's Robert Englund. Jason Voorhees, which is a couple different actors. Mainly Kane Hodder. I see mostly him. CJ Graham. He played Jason Voorhees. We recently had one of the Jason Voorhees pass away. That was the stuntman for Jason Voorhees. But yeah, there's Tony Todd. He was Candyman.
Oh, that was
So yeah, I mean, whatever could pull in a fan base to
Sorry, let me catch up on some comments. So Darren says, I think that's the Annabelle movie. Yeah, that's the doll. So we got that. And then on Twitch, we got the last. Or no, wait, not on Twitch. Facebook, the last Afromancer. Let's see. The dance she does is hilarious. I think he's referring to Annabelle also. Is that right? Megan. Who's Megan?
Okay, that's what it is. Megan is the name of that new film coming out.
Oh, okay. That's what you said, Meg. So that would make sense, Megan. Yeah. The last Afromancer says, if you guys vote for me and help me win, I'll be your new favorite boogeyman. Face of horror. I guess he's.
It's a contest.
Are you on that contest too?
I was. I stopped campaigning for myself because I realized it was kind of not fair. So,
why is it not fair?
One of the things that you win is to work with Kane Hodder, and I've already worked time. And I understand like the film aspect, but I'd rather pass it on. I had so many other friends trying to be in this contest as well that I just felt like I didn't want to compete against them.
Well, the last Afromancer is in that contest. If anyone wants to throw them a vote,
send me a friend request. If I don't have you, I'll find you and send you a vote.
Yeah, he says Kane Hodder. Is it Hodder?
Hodder.
Kane Hodder's running it. So at last Afromancer, throw Justin T. Ford a friend request and he'll give you a vote. I don't know what the heck it is, but we'll take a look after the
stream. It's a chance to win $10,000 and be in an independent horror film. But there's a chance I'm going to already be a part of it, so that's why another reason I backed out.
Makes sense. Last Afromancer says thank you. All right, so Justin, as the resident expert, who's your favorite horror villain?
My favorite would be, man, that's a tough question.
So many.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I always fall back on Freddie, mainly because he was like my Barney growing up.
that's a wow.
Sad, but like
that is kind of a strange.
I'll kill you. You kill me.
But Freddie's song is.
I'm going to turn on that. I'm going to turn on audio avatars for just a second, just so people can see who's in the stream with us. Hold on a second.
Well, it's 1, 2. Yeah, that's the 1, 2. Freddie's coming after you, or something like that, right?
Yeah, 1, 2. Freddie's coming for you. 3, 4. Lock the door. 5, 6. Grab a crucifix.
Last Afromancer was asking how to find you, so now you can see Justin Ord in the lower left.
Yeah.
Glasses and a ball cap.
You'll be able to find me.
So that's who you want to look for. And if you're a horror fan, Last Afromancer, Justin T's a good one to hook up with.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so Freddie, the main reason I say Freddie was like my Barney is I have a brother that is almost 10 years older than me. And when those movies came out, I was always babysat by my brother. And those were what I was forced to watch. And, you know, I didn't have the morning television. I had the late night monster movies. Yep, I got a friend request wearing the Michael Myers costume.
All right.
That's me.
Napua is the second biggest horror fan in the stream. Who's your favorite?
gosh. I kind of want to say Freddie too, because he always talks a lot, like, as opposed to Jason. Or he's just the quiet, freaky creeper. I always kind of liked how Freddie always was witty and snarky.
He's monologuing.
Yeah.
The downfall of all villains.
Now, am I the only one that when it comes to like your favorite horror villain, it's almost like you can't choose that? It's like a group of at least 4.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like Freddie visually. He's fun to draw.
Yeah.
With that first skin. Randy is asking, is anybody drawing Jason? Randy Covington. Who's Randy Covington?
Yeah, I wonder. I was gonna.
Sandy, are you drawing Jason?
No, I'm drawing Scream.
Oh,
Whoa, that's
The ghost face?
Yeah.
done.
forget about him.
There you go. There's Jason.
The pool is showing something off here. Hold on. What do we got there?
He kinda. Oh, there's Jason.
Kinda.
My eyes are not good.
No shit. All right. Last affirmation, Leatherface is kind of the goat for them.
I'm sorry, which one is Leatherface?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture him. Leatherface.
One of my favorite moments of my whole life was having dinner with Gunnar Hansen. He played Leatherface. And I also had dinner with Marilyn Burns and a bunch of other celebrities at a convention. And we just sat around and talked about their grandkids and things like that. It was very nice. Now they're both passed. So they were both part of the cast of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So like, I didn't know who to draw tonight, so I asked. Hopefully, Connie can sneak in here. Connie Dolitz.
She's a horror person too,
She's probably the biggest horror fan I know on Island. But I think Jason was still on top. But you guys would probably be able to chat, you and Connie. So I didn't know who to draw, so I went out and asked for like solicitations. So get the Babadook. She suggested the Babadook.
Wasn't he having some kind of 31 days of horror movies or something?
With Connie? Yeah, she's listening to a different horror movie every day.
I'm doing that as well.
And then Afromancer's asking someone to draw The Thing from John Carpenter.
I can draw The Thing.
Not from the Fantastic Four.
I'm telling you, man, we're out of my wheelhouse tonight.
But that's what. No, and that's true though. But that's part of the thing with the
that's good,
draws is, you're pushing yourself to draw stuff you wouldn't normally draw. Like I wouldn't normally draw the Nun.
I know, but we're drawing stuff that I don't like to think about. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
You'll be fine.
That was Freddie. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know what movie gave me nightmares? The Grudge. It's only
I'm trying. I only remember like scenes from that. That's the one where the knuckles show up with the girl's hair in the shower.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool visual.
The little boy in the attic.
One.
Yeah, what is it with the Asians and the creepy kids?
And the long dark hair.
Because you got you got the boy from The Grudge and the girl from The Ring.
I want to ask Napua if she was there that day that Christmas that John Yim gave me that Ring DVD for Christmas, and we had to watch it because Mr. Bond was in it.
No, I wasn't there that Christmas. So you had to watch it?
We all watched it because Mr. Bond was in it, but it's like, most of us not horror guys, so I think Jackson and Myron might have enjoyed it.
Yeah, if I can make any request, I request Art the Clown from Terrifier.
That's a newer movie, right? The Terrifier.
It is. The sequel just came out, and it's doing an amazing job right now in the theaters. My friend David Howard Thornton plays Art the Clown, and the director Damien Leone, I should say, is a good friend.
Yeah, that's a freaky looking clown. That nose thing, I think it's that nose.
Yeah, he has that like witch nose in a sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some nightmares tonight.
Well, the one thing is he doesn't speak throughout the whole film. He's a mime. Yeah, there's also killer clowns from outer space. They're considered horror villains.
Does the Joker count as a killer clown? Can I do that one?
I mean, I guess to some people it would be.
No, Scott.
Oh. I try to steer it back into my.
The first horror movie I saw was we were trick-or-treating at my grandparents' house, and then we were staying the night, and I guess they were playing horror movies on TV. So after trick-or-treating, we were watching Day of the Living Dead, and that was the first horror movie I saw, and we were watching it until it got too scary, and me and my brother would scream. My grandpa would change the channel, and then he would change it back, and then we would scream.
Oh, so your grandpa like messing with you, huh?
Yeah. But it was Halloween, so it was fun.
Which is the movie that has that 6 more days to Halloween?
Halloween 3.
Oh, that was actually yesterday. They should have sung that song. Ooh.
Silver Samurai.
Let's see. Last affirmator is saying, if you want to have nightmares on purpose, I read somewhere that you should drink a lot of apple juice. Something in it stimulates REM sleep.
No.
There you go. There's your test the theory for us, Scott.
No, thank you. I like apple juice. That's the problem too. Now it's going to make me not want to drink the apple juice.
For me, I'm a sleep.
I couldn't deny that.
I'm a pretty bad sleepwalker, so I have to stay away from dairy before I go to sleep because it causes me to have more chances to sleepwalk.
Mm.
I'm drawing the nun, and I can't help but think she looks like Marilyn Manson. I think it's the eye makeup with the raccoon look. Darren says Pennywise from Stephen King's It is the greatest horror villain, greatest movie horror villain, greatest horror movie villain. There you go. He's everything you're ever afraid of.
I would agree to a certain point because that was really creepy. But then once you find out that it's like a giant alien spider, I don't know, it kind of ruins it for me.
Which one? The new one or the I was going to say Tim Allen. The Tim Curry one.
Tim Allen. That'd be great.
Now I kind of want to see Tim Allen as it.
He does have the face of a clown. I mean, I'm sorry.
Just watched some movie from a while ago where Tim Allen was like an aging superhero. He had to like bring up some kid superheroes for a mission.
Is that Zoomers or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, he was a speedster, right? It wasn't good.
I bet you there's worse movies out there.
Oh, I'm sure there's worse movies out there. Speaking of horror, and I remember seeing some horror movie with like Nazis in the Antarctic, like Nazi zombies. I don't know what it was called. I only got like 20 minutes in and said, I'm done.
There are lots of zombie Nazis.
In the Antarctic, specifically in the Antarctic.
Where else would they be? I mean, yeah.
If that helps. I don't know if that helps.
Sandy plays a lot of the horror video games. She's probably played some of those.
So
I can't remember what it was with the
is that
zombie.
like Silent Hill?
Oh yeah, that's a good horror one.
Resident Evil.
Played, is it Fatal Frame?
I think she's still on mute.
I'm not on mute.
Oh, hello.
She's not on mute. She just doesn't want to talk to you.
You were asking me a question. I don't know.
Well, what kind of horror video games do you like to play?
All of them. I do. I play all of the Resident Evils. The Last of Us. I play all of the all the ones that the Until Dawn developer puts out. But those ones are a little shorter, like choice-making horror games.
What do you mean by choice-making horror games?
Like you make choices throughout the game, and the different choices you make decide if you're gonna, like, what characters are gonna die and which ones aren't.
So it's like a choose-your-own-adventure book?
Yeah. I played the Friday one they made, the Friday the 13th game. I played that for a while, but then all the little trolls on the internet kind of started to annoy me. That was an online game.
I've never even heard of
They
that.
would cheat and they would tell Jason exactly where you were.
I have that game. I just never got to play it.
It was fun. And what was the other one that was set up the same way as that one? Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Almost like the exact same concept.
What was the older horror movies, Justin? Black and white. Well, I remember seeing it in black and white, but it's got the like this floating sphere with the spikes that come out. Phantasm. Is that it?
Phantasm.
The Mask of the Phantasm.
I remember seeing Phantasm as a kid, and it freaking me out.
That's what I was thinking, but then I was like, is there another black and white? Like,
Isn't it black and white?
I don't think it was. I don't remember it being in black and white.
I think it was from the 80s.
And the one I saw, this would have been in the 70s. I saw it when I was a kid, not like junior high age.
The only movie that scared me when I was a kid was Rose Red.
Darren says he played a lot of games to the point where he could make recommendations, for example, like Resident Evil, like Evil Within the Dead Space.
Oh, Dead Space was creepy.
I haven't made one of those in a while. I forgot about Dead Space.
Afromancer said Dead Space 1 was legendary. I think I played some of Dead Space. Is that the word, like, cause they find like a derelict spaceship and it's like zombified?
Zombified.
Am I thinking of the right game?
Yeah, it's in space, and he's like looking for his wife. All the creatures have weird limbs, and they twist their bodies funny.
Yeah. Well, horror movies have given contortionists a steady line of work, right? With After the Ring.
That's creepy.
The Ishimura, was that the ship in Legend in Dead Space?
Oh, I don't remember. I haven't played it in years.
Anybody played Spirit Cam? Spirit Camera? Spirit Cam?
I wanted to play that game.
Is that an AR?
That's on the 3DS.
No.
That one, it's augmented reality, right? And like a dummy, one night I was playing it in my room, and then I had to point the camera in the direction of my closet, and the ghost was coming out of my closet, and I shut the game down, and like, I'm not playing that game at home anymore. I'll play it outside, but I'm not playing it in the house anymore.
Let me ask, what's everybody drawing? I know, obviously, I'm drawing the nun.
I see the ghost face character from Scary Movie.
Right?
Why that? Fun fact about that movie and that mask that you're drawing. My friend Dave Sheridan created the mask, and he was also in the movie, and he played Deputy Doofy.
Oh,
Oh, Scary Movie.
Yep, Scary Movie. Well, it's a horror film. It's a horror comedy.
Is Godzilla considered a horror movie or horror character?
And the horror genre, yes.
Scott's looking for characters to draw that won't keep him up tonight.
I was talking to Dave one day, and Dave Sheridan, and he was talking about the mask, and I'm like, "Do you know whatever happened to it?" He goes, "Yeah, it's sitting in at my house in the closet. You need to get it insured. You need to sell it and put it on display." He was like, "Oh, I'm holding on to it." So if I ever get invited over to his house, I'm taking it out of the closet and running.
You have to get some kind of certificate of authenticity, though, because they mass produce those things for.
Isn't that creative? So I mean, like, it'll be obvious that he created it. But those certificates, you can print them out yourself. You know what I mean? It's the homework behind it.
Yeah, if you get to like a Sotheby's auction or something where you make some real money on it,
Yeah. I told him, sell it now while it still has some relevance. You know what I mean? Especially if the last Scream movie came out. But he also used to be MTV used to have a show called Buzzkill. And Dave did that show. And yeah, MTV shut it down, and he owned the original tapes to it.
Somebody mentioned the Thing earlier, but you guys ever? I like watching like the making of stuff, and like it's interesting to watch like the original Thing and how much of it was practical.
Yeah.
Like, that thing, Even not moving, I think looks pretty creepy.
People. Yep.
Justice, what's your favorite horror movie?
The Monster Squad.
The what?
The Monster Squad.
You know, I still gotta watch that. I've been recommended that by you and a couple other people.
Main reason I would recommend it, and the main reason it's my favorite, is because I loved it as a kid. It felt safe to watch, but at the same time, it weirded me out, you know?
It's kind of like Avengers, but with monsters, right?
I would say it's like Goonies with monsters. Definitely not Avengers. No one's like a superhero in it.
But don't they like assemble a team of? That's what I was getting at.
The team that's assembled is a group of kids from a treehouse.
Okay.
No kid has a superpower or anything like that. They end up finding an amulet that they need to fight the monsters, and they end up fighting them. But it's all practical fights. It's not Ant-Man or Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
I do recommend it. I mean, it's very safe. It's like Universal Monsters.
Who else here has watched Monster Squad?
Yes.
Anybody?
I've seen it. It's like my brother's favorite movie of all time.
Noise.
I mean, if I could recommend movies for people that are not fans of horror films for them to watch for Halloween, the Monster Squad would be on there, because I feel that they would be able to take it and not be upset afterwards. It pays off. Kind of like Army of Darkness. And so I'd probably put those two together and recommend that.
Yeah, I saw Army of Darkness, but it's been a long time. Afromancer is saying with Fred Savage. Which movie was with Fred Savage?
Isn't that the one Monsters Under My Bed or something?
Why can't I think of the title of that? That's weird.
Was Fred Savage in Monster Squad?
No. Fred Savage did his own film where a group of kids fight the boogeyman under the bed.
Boogeyman.
But yeah, that movie I would recommend too. But what is it called? It is called.
I don't know. All I remember is like seeing a short thing like that. Like the boogeyman is like, I'm the boogeyman from underneath somebody else's bed. I can't remember what that's from.
Well, Howie Mandel was in that. The one. He was the blue monster named Maurice. Oh.
The robot's pretty quiet tonight. No smart ass remarks tonight, robot.
Well,
Because John's not here.
Yeah, John and Ron is not here. How about
Aaron
you,
says he loved Army of Darkness. It's one of Sam Raimi's best films.
Yep, because nobody likes Spider-Man.
It's not the same without Scott. I mean, without Jax.
Yeah.
Fred
All right,
Savage
conversation's
movie-
lagging. What else? What else you want? Should we talk about here, Justin? What other
Well,
horror stuff?
Fred Savage's film is called Little Monsters.
Little monsters. Can I draw Austin Powers?
Could you hear me?
Little Monsters, yes.
Okay, sorry. I was reading something on the same phone, so I didn't know if my audio cut out. Let's see. So Howie Mandel was in that. Another film that he was in that was not a monster film that was on at the same time was Walk Like a Man, where he played a guy raised by a pack of wolves. That movie's kind of forgotten by a lot of people.
Unless you're a Howie Mandel fan.
Well, not just a fan of that film. That was one of those movies that my parents let me watch. They were like, he's scarred. I don't know why. Maybe it's all those late night horror films. Let's get him something that's PG. But, man, I remember anytime a scary movie came out, it was like you try to top the one that you saw before. So it always got more gory and more scary. And then gore wasn't scary anymore, so then you go to supernatural possession type that, and that became scary. But yeah. The monster that scared me the most growing up was Large Marge. Do you know what film she was in?
And she looked
Pee-wee Herman.
like this.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, is that the one?
Yes. She scared me all the time.
The first time I was like, holy cow, what the heck was that?
Yeah. I just remember being like, what's the scariest movie you ever seen? I was like, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I mean, I had a My Buddy that I named Chucky when I was a kid, even though its name was Buddy. I called it Chucky. And yeah, my sister was scared of that. She threw it outside in the sandbox.
That reminds me of was it the Toy Story when the toys come alive, it like scare Sid?
Yeah, my sister would bury my stuff. Basically give it a funeral.
Is there a story behind why they chose Captain Kirk to be the Michael Myers mask?
Yeah. So pretty much the production for the name of the character, they called it the Shape. Okay, and there was no description on what the Shape looked like. I mean, they know Michael Myers is a person or whatever, but the character itself is called the Shape. And so when they went to try to find something that was good last minute, they went to a mask shop and they came across a couple different masks, and they settled on Captain Kirk because when they gave it, they were going to repaint the whole thing. And when they gave it a one coat of the white primer, they were like, wait a second, stop right there. That's what they went.
It had like a chemical reaction with the paint, right?
Something like
Oh.
yeah, I've heard like a few different stories. They all kind of are similar, but pretty much the story is it was last minute, about time to shoot, and they went last second and grabbed some masks, and they weren't expecting this to be anything, Halloween. in 1978. They were like, it's just going to be a flash in the pan horror film. And even the sequel wasn't supposed to be about Michael Myers. It was supposed to be a bunch of different styles of horror film, just called Halloween. And it became so popular that the sequel is about Michael Myers again. But imagine if they would have used a Spock mask. What is that, man?
One of my favorite horror villain makeups, like the prosthetics and everything, was the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that thing looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he's kind of demonic and kind of bat-like and just creepy.
Have you seen the last installment of The Creeper?
No.
Okay, no spoilers. So the convention was called Horror House Weekend, and we were approached by the people that made the last Jeepers Creepers. They're like, this is what's going to happen, and you guys interested in letting us use your name for the location, the event? We approved it and paid into it for them. And the other shit. But we're proud to support any film. Which, yeah, we were kind of surprised. At least it wasn't my job. But one of the best villains out there, I believe, is Satan. And it's a new film, and almost all of them revert back to Satan being the villain, being the reason for everything. Freddie Krueger was that. Logan from The Exorcist. You name it.
How we doing on time? 48 minutes. You guys doing good?
I think so.
Let's see. Afromancer saying he doesn't support Jeepers Creepers. Creator is not someone anyone should ever support. Let's just say he has, or let's suffice to say he has a thing for kids. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Creator Creepers. So. Anybody confirm or deny that?
I've heard that.
The Mothman, that's a good villain for you.
Mothman, the Chronicles thing?
I don't know if it's Chronicles. Yeah.
That's based on urban legend, right? So there's some like truth behind it.
There is, yes.
That's not good.
Werewolves and wolfmen. I like them. ghost specters. I'd step all my feet. It's a robot hitting the bottle now.
He's kind of just rolling around for some reason. That's the moving one.
Shark 15 would be a horror.
What was the first horror movie?
The first one?
Would that would have been the Nosferatu thing, the black and white?
Not the first. It was most
There was,
there
was something before that Nosferatu thing?
Yeah, there's biblical ones before that. I mean...
Biblical?
Yeah, like Satan versus God, fallen angels, all that stuff.
There's a movie?
Yeah, silent film.
I think I'm done with this one. Anything else need to be added? What do you think? Does it look like the Nun?
Yes, unfortunately.
You looking, Scott?
It was. I don't look anymore. I needed to see it once.
Scott! Ah!
You know, I watch a lot of adult film at night, and in those late night commercials, they like to show these kind of horror film commercials. It's like you wake up to something like that. That's not good.
Well, I got a list of the first 10 horror films and reported it. Number 1 was called House of the Devil. Number 2 is A Terrible Night. Number 3 is A Night. Number 4 is The X-Ray Fiend. Number 5 is The Bewitched Inn. Number 6, Photographing a Ghost. Number 7, The Cave of the Demons. Number 8, Resurrection of a Corpse. Number 9, Jigsaw the Spook. And number 10, The Miser's Doom. And that goes from 1899 all the way back to 1896.
Dang.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up like reference images of the Babadook. And the one I pulled up, it looks like that like that bad fresco where the lady tried to repaint Jesus.
Oh wow.
That was scary too.
I had a friend turn that into a Halloween costume. They took a bunch of... You remember those like 1980s pantyhose dolls that you could make where you stuff pantyhose?
That Carrie.
He made a mask that way. It was hilarious. It looked perfect.
Yeah, our friend Carrie did a mask like that too.
Yeah.
Did it.
Let's see. So I show my none. Let's Napua, you got something you can show?
Okay.
We've been going for almost an hour. Using watercolor again?
Yeah, still drying. And I am working on an Annabelle.
Oh, those eyes, jeez.
No, I never watched the Annabelle movie because I just think it's ridiculous. But is she a marionette or just a regular doll?
She's like one of those porcelain dolls.
Yeah. Okay.
Sandy,
I thought she looked like.
See what we got going on.
Oh,
Tongue hanging out. Who's a good boy?
why that?
What's that? Scott, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Scott.
Oh, I love that.
Chucky, Mike Myers, and Mike Myers. I got it. It's like I got it. I get that reference. I feel like Captain America.
Yay.
Good stuff, man. All right. We're making progress. The Babadook have way too many teeth, but okay. he's got like Attack on Titan teeth. Just
Attack on Titan.
you know how they have like way too many teeth? The Titans.
Yee.
He looks happy though. The Babadook looks happy. Doesn't look scary. He just looks like scruffy and misunderstood.
Scruffy and misunderstood. They sound like a nerf herder.
Oops. I was invited to a Halloween party I completely forgot about.
Tonight?
Yeah.
You need to go.
Oh wait, no, it's tonight. Okay, so it's 2:00 a.m. my time right now. So when they're saying it's tonight, they mean
Tonight,
Thursday. I'm not late then. Okay.
Still get time.
So here's a fun trivia thing for you guys. It's not necessarily, whatever you want to call it. I think it's fun. So Molly Ringwald was originally offered the part of Cindy Prescott in the horror film Scream. That was back in 1996. She turned it down because she was 27 years old, and she quoted, "I don't want to play a teenager anymore."
That's a reasonable reason.
Yeah, but imagine my opinion, I don't think Scream would be what it is now if that would have been her, because I think people would have said, how many years has she been in high school? It doesn't make sense. Since Pretty in Pink and The Breakfast Club and now Scream, there's a movie called Idle Hand where a boy's hand becomes possessed and it
Yeah,
kills.
that's just what he told his parents. I can't control it, Mom.
Yeah. Well, he ends up killing his mom and father in this film, but the film was filmed at the same exact location as the Halloween film back in. So that's pretty cool. Alfred Hitchcock's film Psycho was the first American film to show a toilet being flushed and have audio.
Wow.
That was 1960.
So rude and vulgar.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Eddie Murphy was offered to play the Candyman in the movie Candyman.
I've read that somewhere recently.
I made a Facebook post. You might have seen it.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, he turned it down. But if he would have done it, just imagine, Beverly Hills Cop style Candyman. That would have been right around the same exact time. John Candy was offered the role in Ghostbusters as the Keymaster.
Oh.
And turned it down because he couldn't imagine himself playing that character. Not just the Keymaster, but the other characters in that play. But he ended up playing a very similar character in National Lampoon's Vacation. In regard for Wally World.
Not really a horror movie, but Maximilian from Disney's Black Hole freaked me out as a kid.
Never seen it.
Falcor used to creep me out.
Falcor.
Actually, he still does. E.T. freaks me out.
I cannot watch E.T.
I don't like E.T.
How's your movie going along there, Justin?
It's okay. I mean, we went from what we're doing is we're going from a short film script to making it into a feature, and we have a sit down meeting next week with me and the writer, and we're going to be doing a Zoom call with a few people that are already signed up to do the film. So yeah, I mean, things are moving at a steady pace. It's going to be okay. We're trying to secure some music now before it may get picked up somewhere else and reused. So we'll see what happens. A song I'm trying to secure is a song called Counting Bodies Like Sheep to the Rhythm of the War Drums. It's by a band called A Perfect Circle. They used the song in the movie trailer of the Fantastic Four back in the very first Fantastic Four.
The Roger Corman one?
I believe so.
Has anybody ever actually watched that?
Wait, no, not that one.
I mean, I've seen it. It's creepy.
I'm referring to the Jessica Alba one, very first one.
Oh, the Sony one, man.
Yeah. The song was kind of political, but there's parts of the song that worked perfect for the trailer, and it will also work perfect for my film. So I'm trying to get the rights to use it. Which is going to cost money. Nothing's free.
Damn capitalism.
Yeah. Well, too bad. Like, the thing is, it's not that. It's artists like to support other artists. And, you know, sometimes they can say, yeah, use my song, no problem. And then sometimes you have to go through the record company. So it all depends on what rights the artist has to their own stuff.
More shading around the eyes.
In about 15 minutes, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get some sleep.
All right. What else you want to talk about before you go?
Well, who knows? Let's see.
The floor is yours.
Well, I'm definitely proud of my friends making Terrifier 2 and the success that it's brought to them. It also has opened up many doors for a lot of independent writers and directors and projects that are going to be coming out.
What's it about?
Terrifier 2 is about a killer clown, pretty much. There's already a legend with the first film that a clown did something mean and bad, and the second, people are glorifying the killer clown, thinking it doesn't exist, and he shows up and proves that he exists. And it's considered one of the goriest films made so far of this century. And yeah, there's news articles out there explaining that people are having heart attacks watching the film, getting sick, vomiting, passing out.
You're really not selling it.
It sells it to the horror community. The last time you heard things like that was when Exorcist came out. So it is. Art the Clown is going to be.
Exorcist doesn't hit for me because I'm not religious. So it's like...
Well, it's just the supernatural aspect of that is what made people uneasy. I understand that, but Art the Clown is this generation's like Freddy Krueger. It became a household name. Art the Clown will be a household name, and yeah, they've done a couple $1 million on an independent film that only cost them $260 to make.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about horror films is they're generally dirt cheap to make, but the return on investment is, Let's see. Afromancer saying, do I need to see Terrifier 1 to fully enjoy the Terrifier 2?
I recommend that, but a lot of people haven't seen the first one and went out and watched the second. So whatever you'd like to do. I know that they are selling double disc sets, so you can watch the first and the second. I would say hurry up and go out there and buy one, because I hear there's limited press, which means limited DVDs made, and the price is going to go up on them this time next year. Will probably be triple in price if you're a DVD collector or Blu-ray.
You say limited press, you mean like pressing a record, that kind of press, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing a limited amount of double disc sets instead of doing like an unlimited amount like Walmart likes to throw out. And you can find autographed copies of the original Terrifier 2 out there, but those prices have tripled. But yeah, I definitely recommend seeing the first one. You can see it for free on Tubi.com or Tubi app, TUBI. Also, if you want to, that's not the first appearance of Art the Clown, but it's the first appearance of Art the Clown played by David Howard Thornton. The first, I think it's called All Hallows Eve, and Art the Clown is on the cover of that. But yeah, seriously, Art the Clown's going to be a household name used in the horror clique, whatever you want to call it. Just like how Freddy Krueger was. I mean, WWE already used the term Art the Clown in a wrestling match. They were referring to it being super violent Art the Clown style. And that was just last week.
It's a creepy looking clown. I tell you, that's the stuff nightmares are made out of, man.
Well, the director actually created the look of the clown, and he wrote that out and even made drawings back when he was like in high school. He held on to it and worked on it for so long. That's Damien Leone. But yeah, I chat with them almost every other day, and now they're doing like morning talk shows and late night talk shows, and their careers are booming. Very proud of them. When Damien started out with the first Terrifier, he did a crowdfunding, or like an Indiegogo.com crowdfunding, and he only raised 26%. That's what he wanted, but it didn't stop him. He was able to continue trying to raise the funds, and even though he didn't meet his goal budget, he created the first Terrifier, and the fan base loved it. So with the second one coming out, he was able to meet his goal, and his goal was only like 280,000, and he's already, I think they said they're up to like 5 million.
Wow.
And it's an independent film in the theater, which theaters have a better chance of making more money off of these than they do a Disney film. An example, Disney takes like 80%.
Oh yeah.
So an independent film takes like 20%. So it did so well in the United States that they're now doing the movie up in Canada. And it's just, theaters have asked this week to still be able to carry the film all the way to Halloween. And there's still a chance that after Halloween, theaters will still want to carry the film. So the cool thing about that is when the film came out, it beat the movie Maverick by Tom Cruise. It did way better in sales than that film. And the second week it was out, it had less theaters and doubled its profit. So like half the theaters weren't carrying the film, and it doubled its profit, which made other theaters buy into it. And that's why it's doing so well.
Good for them, man.
But it's opening up.
Here's Babadook.
Cool.
Jazz hands.
Where's he from?
The Babadook. That's the name of the movie, The Babadook.
No.
Anybody seen it?
Dun, 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 dun. Babadook.
that. No.
It's apparently like a kid's book that, comes to life or something like that.
I've seen the character cosplayed before, but I like that look you have, bro. That's really nice.
All right, let's see. It's 40 more minutes. I'll try and do a girl from the ring.
Samara.
Yeah, Samara. Samara. Some out of you. Potato.
Fun fact, my niece is named Samara. Named after the girl from the ring.
Tell her that.
Well, my brother, the same brother that babysat me when I was a kid and made me watch Mountain on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, had a daughter, and they decided to name the daughter after the ring.
It's the fandom.
Yeah.
The nice thing about tonight's stream is I only have to use like black, white, and a pencil. I mean, I think I threw a little bit of blue in the first one, but
Bluer than blue.
You know, like use some blue with that Samara character since water pours out of the paper.
And I hope I don't get like a whole bunch of horror monster related stuff popping up in my Google searches and stuff after tonight.
Your search history is gonna kick off a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah, man, I got.
What you googling? What you giggling at?
A good day is a good time with friends.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't know how to. I was trying to figure out a way to put it up on this chat, but the chat doesn't let you send photos.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Chat. That. Share screen. Share screen. Home tab.
Do you know Jason is
a parting cartoon from Justin there. A good day is a good day with good time with friends. A good time with friends.
Yes. Is Jason
Who's Snoopy supposed to be?
a supernatural thing, or is he like a human, like killer?
One more
Yes.
So is he what?
He's kind of both, I think.
Justin says he lost his connection. No worries, Justin. You need to go to bed anyway, boss. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing the horror knowledge. Right, Napua, now you have to take over. You're the next most knowledgeable horror person.
Oh boy.
No pressure.
Oh boy.
So is there any horror movie you guys just absolutely cannot, will not ever watch again?
Exorcist.
Like, I mean, not because of like fear or anything, but like I have no interest in watching any of the torture porn stuff, like the Saw movies.
Oh my god, did you see Hostel? That was like the worst.
I'm trying to remember where I saw Hostel.
I saw that.
Is that the one where they go like that Transylvania kind of thing?
Uh, No, but it was all about torture. Like,
See, I have no interest in watching the torture porn stuff.
yeah.
So, and I'm not really squeamish, you know. Like I can handle gross stuff.
No, I actually really like Exorcist, but not as a horror movie. Because I guess I didn't watch it until I was already an adult because it was one of those it's too scary for you to watch as a kid when I was growing up. So I didn't watch it until I was an adult and I'd heard so much about it and kind of already knew what was coming up. But I don't know, to me, the movie is a lot more about God than it is about the devil. So I don't know, it doesn't freak me out. Like, I find it uplifting, like God doesn't abandon us.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely didn't get that.
I didn't either.
But then again, I haven't seen the other Exorcist movies. I won't watch The Ring. I have never seen it and I do not intend to. Something about the Obates freak me out.
Yes.
Yeah, as I said, though, the horror movies gave contortionists work.
Do you think Walking Dead is like a horror show? I mean, just because of the zombies, right?
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that.
I'm gonna say it's a horror show, but it doesn't have horror villains.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Let's put it this way. I watched a couple episodes of Jax, so it's not too bad, I guess.
And I gave up on after about season 3, I think, or 4.
Sorry, my dog is freaking out.
My problem with The Walking Dead is that there was no end in sight, and it was just like one shitty group of people after the next.
And they didn't follow the books very well.
Yeah.
The books were way better.
I just watched my best friend's exorcism on Netflix.
This is my best friend's wedding.
It's kind of a comedy, like a horror comedy.
We're going a little bit off topic here, but okay. I'm doing it.
I really liked it. Like, if you like Stranger Things, that kind of throwback vibe with a little bit of comedy, a little bit of horror, I think you would enjoy that kind of a movie. But maybe not Scott.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, definitely. That's not.
We're doing time. An hour and 31 minutes. Plenty of time.
That's looking really creepy, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of basic.
Yeah.
I'm not even putting detail no more. I'm just trying to draw as many as I can in the next hour.
It's not a contest, Sandy. I do smaller tonight, so it kind of forces me to go a little quicker.
And you're right, it's not a ton of color for the villains.
I mean, really, can you think of any like colorful horror villains?
Maybe just Pennywise.
Well, even he's just white, red, and orange.
Yeah.
He's still mostly white.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, at least Pennywise gets some pops of color. The ring girl's supposed to be wet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can throw some water in there. I remember how to do that. Is it a well she?
Yeah, it's a well.
Okay, so the well in the picture.
Mr. Bond dumped her down the well. That was so sad.
Mr. Bond? Which Bond?
The Kikaida actor?
Oh, okay. I was thinking like James Bond.
Oh no. Hey, how was Pierce Brosnan
As
Dr. Feet?
it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Surprise. I don't want to ruin it for you.
I haven't gotten really out of the house. But was he at least good? Was he competent, Dr. Feet?
I mean, they don't give him a lot though to do.
Hmm.
So for what he's got, he's fine. You know. I mean, it's Pierce Brosnan, so yeah. You know,
Right.
it's like I feel bad for any viewers that aren't familiar with the JSA because they don't explain who the JSA is. All it's just like, hey, they're here.
Oh. I was excited. JSA, all right.
But it's like if you're like an average movie viewer that doesn't read the comics or never read a comic,
Right.
you know, you're gonna be like, who the hell are these people and why should I care? You know?
Right. But I care.
Well, you care, but I'm just saying the average viewer won't
Right,
watch that. And go, I feel bad for the average viewer. There's a lot of them. I think that's probably why the reviews are kind of mixed. You get like the regular Joes watching and going, who are these people?
Hmm.
And it's not. I mean, it's a very simple story. So don't go in expecting a whole lot of depth.
Right.
It's, like, I don't know if you saw my post. I liken it to like watching like the original Independence Day. Not a real deep movie, but it's a fun watch.
Right. Well, that's to me that's the most important thing. I can enjoy it, but they don't pull no like Batman is dead kind of stuff on me, No Snyder.
Batman's not mentioned.
Oh,
But they do tie into the larger DCU,
right.
which I was surprised they even surprised they even went there. It's like it seems like everything else is trying to stay away from it.
Album is never just stay from that one guy.
Because there's one cameo in there that really ties it into the rest of it.
I don't think that's even a spoiler anymore. Why is Jurassic Park listed under horror?
Really?
There's the top 46 horror monster creature movies.
What's a creature movie?
I guess you have to go with the creature movie. Jaws. That's
I tell you, the most iconic designs. Obviously, Freddie is like visually iconic. The creature from the Black Lagoon, if you want to go back a bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's a very iconic design. The H.R. Geiger's Alien designs.
H.R. Puffin stuff.
Well, I can find some people that probably think those are horror.
No, they did make a horror version out of it, right?
H.R. Puffin stuff?
Yeah, I think they they kind of rebooted it or remade it or something as a horror movie.
I didn't know that. I mean, those
Yeah,
those characters were pretty creepy. When you watch it now as an adult, go, man, we showed this to kids?
Oh, it was a fan thing. Somebody turned it into a horror film. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Justin had me watch this movie called Rubber, which is like this killer tire.
Oh, I think we were talking about that a couple weeks back.
Yeah. The tire doesn't talk or anything, and it's not anthropomorphic. It's just a tire.
Right.
Right? And it would kill people like it had like a psychic attack kind of, They would the tire would start to vibrate and people would explode.
What about that Kevin Smith film? The Walrus one.
Walrus.
Tusk. Right?
Tusk, yeah.
That's
I kind of like Tusk, but it's definitely not for everybody.
yeah, it looked kind of creepy.
It is. I mean, but the effects are kind of, the effects are kind of campy, so it kind of takes away the sting. Like if they had a top-notch special effects artist doing that,
Right.
then it would have been a really creepy movie. But because it still looks kind of campy, even though it's not played campy, it kind of takes a bit of the scare out of it, in my opinion.
This is not that picture from The Exorcist. That girl is freaking me out right now. Okay, so this would be a really bad time to get screen burning.
And that poor actress like Linda Blair, she get just like that's all she was known for a decade. How do I show the wet? I wanted to go over the schedule for next month.
Oh yeah, okay.
And see if anybody wants to make any changes. So we have 5 days next month. So the second, I have tentatively Steve Ditko, and that second is actually Steve Ditko's birthday, or would have been. If he had,
Oh wow!
So you guys okay with Steve Ditko on the second?
Yeah, but other than Spider-Man, I'm not familiar with his other works at the moment.
Doctor Strange, The Creeper.
Oh, The Creeper. All right.
Shade the Changing Man.
Oh.
Yeah, he's. I mean, once you start looking into him, he was around. He was around a lot in the early days of Marvel, So anyway, so that's okay with you guys?
I'm done with that.
Steve Ditko. For the 9th, I tentatively have Charlton Comics. Now, my thinking here is like I want to start, just doing some obscure publishers.
Right. That's good.
Give some love to, obviously Charlton's not around anymore, but
Right.
once upon a time,
I like that.
Go ahead. Charlton Comics. Any issues with that?
Nope.
Okay. And then 16th, Wakanda, or you call it Black Panther if you want, but I figure Wakanda just kind of a broader.
Right,
the 11th is when Wakanda Forever comes out. That way, people have had 5 days to have seen the movie. That'll give us I want to be able to draw like the new Black Panther, or Black Panthers. There may be more than one.
No. The Black Panther Corps.
And then some of the Dora Milaje looks are pretty cool, but I don't want to, do it too early. So is that okay? 16th Wakanda?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
And then for the 23rd, I have tentatively scheduled Charles Schultz.
Oh, okay.
This year, Charles would have been 100.
Yeah.
His birthday is actually the 26th, but that's the closest to his birthday that we have.
Right.
And then to end up the month, November 30th, I just have holiday cards. because it's that time of year where we got to make holiday. Well, we don't have to, but we're going to make holiday cards for the kids at the hospitals.
Right.
So I figured that way, just gives us an excuse to work on.
Sounds like a plan.
The November schedule sound okay for everybody?
I'm down with it.
The ladies don't want to weigh in.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. We have about 13 minutes to go. I'm almost done with this one. Right. I don't know if I should start another one or not. I got 10 minutes.
You could do it.
You can do it. Who's a simple horror? You're a simple character. You try it without any ink. Without any pencils.
Yeah.
Does he have a hood or does he have a hair? What's going on behind the mask?
The mask. Well, ahead, huh?
Trying to see what's going on behind the mask. Is it like a burnt scalp kind of thing? It's like all the pictures show the mask from the front. just let me see a little bit of the side so I can see what's going on. So it is like burnt flesh, right?
You're asking the wrong guy. Here's Johnny. I don't think I could do that. I'm gonna close this before I get exasperating my anxiety.
Which I'm trying to do this without any pencils. So I can do it quickly. Five minutes. Reference still. All right.
Yeah. Hiccups.
Two minutes. Six. All right, let's call it time. Ready for last looks, folks?
Okie dokie.
Who wants to go first? Scott looks like he's volunteering. Here we go.
Wow, you did a lot.
The ring girl too. Jason got, I think 3 of us did Jason, right? All right. Looks good, Scott.
Yay.
Can you go a little closer to the camera and like, oh,
What's that?
can you just push it closer to the camera and like pan up and down? There you go. Now you got it. Jaws, Chucky, Freddie, Jason, and ring girl.
Oh, this little girl with they're here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Yeah. All right. Good stuff, Scott. All right. Who wants to go next? Anybody? No volunteers? Oh, Eric, cool. All right.
I also did Jason.
Yeah, I think you were the first one to do Jason, and you did Chucky. You and Scott are on the same page. And Annabelle, right? Is that Annabelle?
Yep.
Okay.
Creepy
Those
dog.
Those eyes, Jesus! Just burn a hole in your soul.
There's a hole in
All
my
right.
soul.
Let's take a look over. Let's take a look over Sandy's shoulder.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, for the screen. And it and Freddie and Jason and the
Oh, everybody did Jason.
the Saw guy and Michael Myers, and this is the one from I Know What You
Scream,
Did
right?
Last
I
Summer.
know what you did last summer. Yeah.
And that started on the creepy smile.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's a new one. That's a
Yeah.
creepy. That was a creepy campaign.
All right. I'll finish up. So here's my nun.
Very
Disturbing.
creepy. Yep.
A little closer. The nun. And there's Babadook doing his jazz hands. And then there's the ring girl.
What about the ring?
I messed
The
up this
ring
hand though. I didn't like that hand. And then Mr. Jason.
Jason.
That's not bad for a quick sketch, right?
That's very good. For a quick
No,
sketch.
no pencil sketch, straight to ink.
Wow.
So that's my little less than 10 minutes to draw it. I don't know how long. All right, so there's horror. The horror.
Yeah.
And a reminder for November. November will be Steve Ditko, Charlton Comics, Wakanda, Charles Schultz, and then we'll be working on holiday cards. So if any of those interest you, let me know. And anybody have anything to promote?
Nope.
Nothing going on, Napua?
Nope.
You're not doing any of the craft fairs or anything for Christmas or the holidays?
Kamiki High School craft fair.
Okay, they have two different dates. Which date are you?
Gosh,
Just as,
I really don't know. I don't know.
Like I know I'm doing the December 3rd for that Kamiki craft fair.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll see you there.
Yep. You're in John's section? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. John's getting a headache from trying to schedule everybody.
I know, poor guy.
Poor guy, right? Scott, anything to promote? Anything coming up we should know about?
Not really.
No JN production stuff?
Not till next year.
Not till next year? All right. Candy, anything going on? You got any, I know you've been doing animation and stuff. Anything?
Oh, I finished that. I'm not doing nothing.
Not doing nothing?
No.
At the moment.
All right. I'll be at the Kamiki craft fair with Napua, but I don't think anything else going on. Oh no, what's the thing with
Don't you got something tomorrow or this weekend?
no? Well,
Friday?
yeah, we got the candy crawl at Friday. Candy crawl at Pearl Ridge Center.
Right.
So I'll be giving out coloring sheets, and I'll have some candy, and I'm gonna try and make a zombie photo board in the next day. I gotta swing by like a office supply store and buy a sheet of foam board. So yeah, that's Friday from 5 to 8. If anybody wants to come laugh at me,
Whoa.
I'll be the Comic Jam coloring table will be, and it's not like an activity. It's just handing out stuff. I figure the kids aren't going to want to stop and do stuff. They're just going to want to grab stuff and go. I'll be next to the Aniki popcorn on the Malka side. No, the Malka, Mackay. Mackay. Mackay is the downtown section, right? Mackay, center court. And then there's something going on around Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh yeah, Super Saturday Matsuri.
Yeah. Are you going to be in that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's one that Elmer was setting up, so a few of us will be in Elmer's section there. And then John's got a craft fair this weekend, right? John's not here tonight, but I think he's got a craft fair at is it Mililani High School or somewhere? I can't remember. Other than that, nothing else, right?
At the moment.
All right. Okay, I guess we'll call it a night then, folks. Everybody say aloha. Well, let me get myself off the main screen here. Hold on. Let me, all right, there we go.
Yay.
And
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, aloha.
Aloha.